vacancy. Football cards, we're here to light the fire. Spitting facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, that passion won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? Welcome back to another live episode of the Light the Torch podcast, and it is off-season time. We got a special guest, someone that everyone in Trojan Nation should know who he is, and if you don't, I'll go ahead and introduce him. He's a former safety at USC. His name is Bryson Shaw. He's a hard hitter. He stops and run. He's a great player for USC, and I'm sure you guys all see him. He was just recently on the team. Last year?
2 seasons ago. Yep.
2 seasons ago. Sorry about that. 2 seasons ago. So, everyone, welcome Bryson Shaw.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited to be on here.
Appreciate you making our show today. We really appreciate it. So let me go ahead and introduce the rest of the scrubs that are on the show. In the middle, we have Mr. B. Jones. How's it going, B. Jones?
I'm blessed, man. Fight on.
Right on. All right, and to the far right, we got Guns. How's it going, Guns?
Doing good, guys. Fight on.
And then Raul finally decides to show his face today. We have Raul Flores under me. How's it going, Raul?
Fight on. It's going great. Fight on, fellas.
Fight on.
Hey,
All right.
That's the new Tiger Woods right there, guys. Raul Flores.
The new Tiger.
Hey, for not playing golf, really, I played golf like in my high school team, and bear in mind, like the only reason I made my high school team was because my PE coach asked me if I could make the team so he can have a team and he'll get me out of class. So I didn't even have to try out. So no, I'm not good, guys. That's the last time I played golf.
Hold on. Guys, did he mention anything about high school golf?
Yeah, I heard that.
Right. he wanted to go out there and act like it was beginner's luck or something.
It was beginner's luck. That was 18 years ago, really.
Kind of whole career.
He's got the foundation for it. He's got the foundation for it, for sure.
Yeah, he had a whole golf career. Come on, man.
I'll move Bryson to the center so he doesn't have the chat over him. We'll just put B. Jones there so they can cover up his face.
I guess before we start, since we're in the topic of golf, how's your golf game, Bryson?
My golf game, it's okay. It's up and down. I started playing, like a year and a half ago with some of the guys after some workouts. So it's improved, but a frustrating sport. I don't know if football players can handle that. Shaking the ball every now and then, it gets pretty frustrating.
All right, I got you a better question. Oh, my bad, BC.
Go ahead.
Even better question, B. Shaw. Rate USCJ's golf game from scale to 1 to 10.
Oh man, come on! Don't put me on the spot. You know USC. USCJ. He might not be able to hit the ball, but I'm still going to give him a 10. 100%. I'm still going to give him a 10.
He tries, right?
Oh yeah, he gives his all out there and everything he does.
Right.
All right, so on that, go ahead and tell everyone what have you been up to since being on the team.
Yeah, well, it's been a little bit of a crazy journey. So I've been trying to get into some sports media stuff. I've been working with USC a little bit and that, and then I'm actually in high school as an All-American in lacrosse. So I'm actually signed with the professional lacrosse team, the Boston Cannons. So that season's this summer. So still training, staying in shape, and playing some lacrosse in the summer, and then doing some sports media stuff on the side. But everything's going well.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe you should reach out to Sua. 2 safeties being in the sports media. That would be good.
He's doing his thing for sure. I definitely got to reach out to him.
Yeah,
right on. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it here. So USC just had its junior day. So Guns, we're going to go ahead and give you the floor here. So go ahead and tell us or update us of what has been going on with USC's junior day.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a good day for us Trojans. Highlight some guys. Marcus Fakatua. I'm trying to pronounce that guy's name. I actually was looking on Google. We left a good impression on him. He's supposedly going to be doing a top 8 here today or in the next couple of days. And it sounds like we'll be in that top 8. So we definitely opened the door, and it was a good opportunity for us because it sounded like we probably weren't going to be in the mix. So glad we had that opportunity to let them know that we are one of the top schools. Eli Woodard from Chaparral, I believe, out of California. He loved it. Won a gold medal in the cooking contest. So he's one of the top priority wide receivers that we're looking at. Slot receiver. He's really good, very underrated in my opinion. Couple other guys. 27 Louisiana running back Javon Vitale. Believe he is teammates with Tezano Roderick. He went out here last year when Tez came out here and he got the offer. Loved the visit. So very underrated running back. We'll see, what that recruitment looks like. A couple others is Darius Johnson from Morita Valley, California. Loved his visit as well. He understands that, he's not one of the top options in terms of the DB room, but he's feeling the love and he understands that, kind of where he's at in his recruitment. So at the end of the day, Jalen Hill, another DB from St. John Bosco. He another big impression. He's resetting his recruitment again. We talked about him last week where it sounded like he was going to commit to Indiana, and that's not the case anymore. So wouldn't be surprised if he is the next guy in the near future. We'll see when that is. But that all in all, again, a good day for us. And we'll see if, throughout this week, if we get any commitments. Personally, I'm not expecting any, but we're just definitely continuing to recruit and let these kids know. So,
all right. So what are you guys' thoughts about what happened with the junior day? So we'll start with B. Shaw first. Go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Well, I can just tell you, as a former player, we love those recruiting days because the strength staff can't kill us in there when the recruits are around. So love them as former players, but I think USC, they just showed what they can do in recruiting with the class they just got, and I don't see any reason why that is going to be slowing down, especially with that new facility. And when that thing's done, they're going to be showing that off left and right, and that is a wow factor and something that I think they're going to be able to really rely on and lean on heavy. So I expect recruiting to keep going really well for us Trojans.
All right, B. Jones.
Yeah, like B. Shaw said, man, I'm pretty sure that Performance Center is probably the centerpiece of the whole deal, man. Have you gotten a chance to check it out?
Yeah, I've checked it out a little bit. I haven't been inside of it yet, just kind of walked around the building and stuff like that. But from everything there, I was on campus a couple days last week, and they were telling me that it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. And from everything I've seen so far, it's definitely living up to the hype. So like you said, B. Jones, I know that's their centerpiece of what they're pitching to these kids. Right?
Yeah, man, it's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, usually we could expect a couple of commitments out of these events, man. That's, just the way it's been going for us the past couple of years. So, like Gunn said, we got a guy that's on the verge from what I'm hearing. So, probably, I wouldn't be surprised if we get an announcement or two sometime this week.
All right.
Yeah, like another successful weekend for us. So.
Raul?
I mean, on my end, like I said, it's always great to have these events just to show the recruits what USC is all about. I know you guys mentioned the facilities, but Bisha could talk more about this. But at USC, degree goes a long way, so I hope a lot of these kids pay attention to that as well. Like the life after football, I think it's a big thing as well. So. I don't know if you can allude to that a little bit, Bisha, and how that USC degrees could potentially go a long way.
Yeah, no, definitely. You bring up a good point, and I think especially today with NIL, some of these kids are getting kind of misled and misguided because you want to get some money out of it especially in the world with NIL, but you also want to find the right place that's going to take care of you after football, because that money will only take you so far. So you got to try and find a good balance between the money and what the school can do for you. And I think as you hit on at USC, when it comes to an athletic program and then academics, I don't know anywhere else that this guy's both as good as it is in academics and athletics.
Right.
You hear that, recruits out there? You should be watching and paying attention. He knows what he's talking about. But yeah, no.
Sorry, let me catch up. But to piggyback off what B. Shaw was saying, man, we've seen it, man, since the NIL era started, man. Kids are just making decisions that just, 100% money motivated. They don't care about fit, scheme, nothing, man. It's just, all driven by money. And then next thing you know, they're back in the portal.
100%. Yeah. Some of them bouncing and they're in the portal like a couple weeks later. I mean, it's a crazy team we're in.
Yeah, fit matters, man. Don't go to the school that wants you. Go to the team that needs you.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Feel need, that's what you need to commit to. Yeah,
we all know how Dabo Sweeney feels about that. So
we're gonna catch a straight, man.
No, but it's exciting. I know this is going to be a smaller class, so we're going to be kind of taking our time with who we're going to be getting when it comes to this class. But I definitely feel like we're going to still continue that top recruiting that we've been doing this past couple years. So I wouldn't expect anything less with this class. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this class is ranked. I'm not really too worried about ranking, even though because it's going to be a lot smaller. But a lot of people are. I know a lot of fans are going to be upset if it's not like a top 5 class. But at this point, I trust our coaches when it comes to their recruiting eyes at this point. So whoever we get, I'm just excited that we're going to be getting them at this point. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got be nice to the Penn State fan over here, okay? I know you guys. Be nice. He's giving us some views in here, so we appreciate him.
Yeah, he didn't come out hot either. He's just giving his opinion, which is fair.
Yeah, everyone has a right to their own opinion.
Yeah, but going back to the recruiting, that as you guys know, I'm an old school guy in terms of how commitments work. All I'm gonna say to these recruits: commit if you are truly committed to that school. If you're not 100%, take your time. It's okay to take your time, especially with Chad Bowden's new or his rule that once you commit, you're not allowed to go visit other schools and whatnot or talk to other schools. Mm-hmm. So hopefully these kids could take their time, and if they're ready to commit, by all means commit. But be smart about making that decision.
We've seen already how this team really handles. If you want to go see another school, ask that corner. Was it the corner that went to? What school did he end up going to? Was it
Illinois?
Yeah,
the JUCO kid. Yep.
Yeah, the JUCO guy. So yeah, we kind of moved on real quick from that. So, but yeah, any last words in regards to the recruiting? Anything you guys want to talk about for that?
Yes, actually. Before we forget, happy birthday, man. Birthday shout out to our guy, Sam Gallegos, man. Big Sam, that is.
Yes.
Gallegos, if you guys don't know, man. Friend of the pod. Happy birthday to you, Sam. I'm surprised Raul didn't even mention it. You know what I mean? He just forgot about your birthday altogether. But sorry, everyone.
Don't put me on the spot right here.
And also shout outs to Kamari Ramsey and Jacoby at the Senior Bowl. Jacoby Lane has been tearing it up lately over there. So shout outs to him. And his interview, he shouted out Katie Rand. So that was pretty cool to see. So
this might go a little bit outside of the plans you guys have, but B-Shaw, are you able to talk about how the recruiting has changed since when you got recruited to where it's now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole different world, obviously, because when I came out, the biggest teams' pitches were, you can come here, you can compete for a national championship, we can develop you into a potential NFL player, you can get a great degree, and it's about brotherhood and about team and kind of that, all about competing. And then, when I hit the portal, it was still kind of the same, but then, they throw in a little bit of the NIL because NIL was just getting rolling, but that wasn't like their main target. But now I feel like in today's world, these parents walk in with their kids and they say, that money talking about? What's that money talking about? So I think it's a totally different world. And as we talked about earlier, these kids and these parents, because they're in it together, they got to find the right balance between what's the right money and what's the right fit. Because as we already said, and as I already mentioned, that money isn't what you should solely be focused on. So in terms of recruiting, it seems like a wild place to be a coach right now. I couldn't imagine being a coach trying to recruit right now. That seems crazy.
All right, and Christen wants us to address his super chat, so I apologize, Christen, for ignoring your super chat here. Shout outs to him for the $5 dono. So B Jones, you can go ahead and address this here. You read this out.
Man, Chris got started with Jay, and Jay, they start talking boxing and all that. Trying to tell him, yeah, we're going live here, guys. Come tap in with us. So he's upset that I interrupted his rant about boxing when we're here to talk about USC football. So I don't really understand what he's upset about. Guns is the one who actually told me to tell Chris to shut up and join the gym. I don't know where he gets the way, but
wait, didn't he call out what's his name? I forgot who. Did he call out someone?
If that's what you're talking about.
Say that again.
Teofino called out Bud Crawford for some.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why anybody would call him out, man. That guy,
especially after just getting beat by his little. I don't understand that.
Are you happy, Christen? We addressed this here.
Yeah, and we even taught the little boxing. All right, so we can move on. Right?
All right, so the main attraction for the show here, we'll be talking about the realistic expectations for this 2026 season. So let's talk about the off season first. So what is everyone's expectations? What would you like to see and hear? Because I know we don't really see too much about practices at this point, but what would you guys like to hear or even see in the spring game about this 2026 season? We'll start with B Shaw.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing and what I'm already hearing is that the maturity level of this freshman class, and they were saying some of the coaches I was talking to when I was on campus, is it's really impressive. And when you have, 36 freshmen or whatever it is, you're going to need them to grow up really, really quickly if you want this to be a good season. They got to grow up really, really fast, really, really quick. And for what I'm understanding, what I've heard is they have a group chat. They're holding each other accountable. The coaches aren't having to get on them like typical freshmen. So they're making big leaps already in the maturity department. And that's for the off season. I think that's the biggest goal for some of the older guys, like, today, Braylon Shelby, Cam Crawford, for those guys to step up as kind of those alpha leaders. And then for the young guys to get on board as quickly as possible and grow up a little bit, because it's going to be a young team. So we're going to need them to be very mature going into the season. So I think that's the biggest goal for the off season. I would put it at, and I think from what I'm hearing so far, they're doing a really nice job with that.
Also, give us your thoughts on the Gary Patterson, just in general, for the hire, and I'm sure you saw his interview. So give us your thoughts on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely I wasn't expecting it, but as it kind of was getting on, I was hearing his name. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to deny what he did at TCU. I didn't know he had the number one defense like 3 years in a row at TCU, which is pretty incredible. And I know that was a couple years ago, but I would imagine, he wasn't. He was around football, but he wasn't that defensive coordinator, that head coach. So I would imagine he'd have that passion to him, and fire's going to be at an all-time high. And I know that part of that decision from Chad was basically, he felt like the coordinators and really the coaches all across the board were kind of, their personalities were kind of laid back, I guess. And he wanted somebody with who was kind of opposite of that. And, I can respect that. And from what I'm hearing, Coach Patterson's already showed that he's that old school guy. So he's going to be getting on these guys left and right.
Sure.
All right. B Jones, go ahead and give us your expectations.
Exactly what B Shaw just mentioned, man. I've been saying for a couple of years now that we need that type of coach on this roster. You know what I mean? And a coach like Mike Eckler as well. The guy who's going to bring that juice. So discipline, man. I want to see how disciplined this team gets it. To be honest, man, if you look at our losses, it came down to discipline. You know what I mean? You just discipline or not being disciplined as far as running our gaps. You know what I mean? Gap containing, and you know what I mean. So just the little things. You know what I mean? The little things of the game that go a long way. Discipline, the culture of the whole culture of the team, defense, just really putting their head down and having a worker's mentality, man, and grind. So, I mean, and I expect some guys to get stronger this offseason, not just bigger. You know what I mean? No offense to B. Wiley. Coach B. Wiley is awesome at what he did, but from what I'm hearing, we just wanted more strength training out of the weight program. So I mean, I believe that Coach True is that guy that's going to do that, man. As well as that's another guy whose responsibility is discipline as well. You know what I mean? The strength team is always the guys that you're going to spend the most time with, especially around this time. So I know he's out there kicking their butts, man, and B-Lock already told us how he feels about the workout. So man, yeah, it's good to see you, man. I just want to see these guys work hard and really just keep their minds on championship, man. Like, just the whole way through, like, the weight program, you should be thinking about that guy who probably got the best of you, strength-wise. You know what I mean? Every rep, that you should be thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? And really putting in that work and make sure it never happens again. So,
definitely. Let's move on to Raul.
I mean, just kind of going back with what B. Shaw said, just I expect Gary Patterson to, be very demanding and for the team and players just keep each other accountable. I think that's something that we were missing last year, possibly. Not missing it, but, just being a little bit more behind that. So, if we can clean that up this year, that's going to be the difference maker, kind of what P. Jones said, that, a couple of these losses were because, we made a dumb mistake or we weren't disciplined. I can just think of one with the damn Oregon game where we got a flag on that missed field goal that completely changed the entire momentum. So if we can definitely fix those small little things, I think it'll go it'll go a long way. And, it's a difference between us getting 10, 11 wins this upcoming season.
Yeah. All right, Guns.
I mean, for me, it just continued to like tighten the brotherhood and the culture. I mean, I think, Bishaw said it, like the freshman class right there, they had this group chat. I think just continued to blend, right, the older guys, the young guys, and continue that brotherhood, which so far we're hearing great things. And then again, right, maturity, discipline, just make sure that we continue to take those right steps, don't miss a step. I think that's the thing I don't want. I don't want us to rush this offseason at the end of the day. I want to take each step and make sure that everyone's accountable and we're doing the right things at the end of the day going into the season.
Yeah, for me, it's good that Gary Patterson has that head coaching experience. It definitely he has different expectations being that head coach, so he's definitely knows what he's looking for when it comes to that defense as well. So it's definitely good that he has that experience and also could help out with Lincoln Riley as well. So it's definitely going to be good. He's going to be I can see him being really tough on these kids and definitely making sure that they are accountable for their actions. And Coach True, another a full offseason with this team will definitely get them right when it comes to the culture wise that they're trying to instill for this defense. So it's definitely going to be good. And I'm expecting not a huge shift, but like just that final touch that this team needs to get over that hump, to beat the Oregons, to beat the Ohio States, because we're definitely going to need that because we have Oregon the fourth game of the season. So. And actually, I do want to ask you about that. What are your thoughts, Bishaw, about the schedule that just came out for USC? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tough schedule, and they're going to have to get right quick. And I think, I know we're going to dive into it here in a minute, but I think the biggest thing is how quickly those young guys can really grow up, mature physically and mentally, and contribute, because that's what the season's going to come down to. Because Chad and Coach Riley, they're putting a lot of trust and faith in this recruiting class. It seems like.
Yeah. So then let's what were we going to say?
I was going to say just one last thing. It's just kind of like, a lot of these kids are from Southern California, and I'm sure a lot of them grew up watching Kobe play, or at least seeing their dad watch Kobe play. I mean, Kobe's the definition of hard work, and he was the absolute best, and we still wake up at 3 a.m. So if these guys can lock in and go to every practice and put it their all, I'm excited for this upcoming season if they can do that. It seems like the team is ready for to make that additional jump this year.
Yeah. The California kids are definitely looking to bring or establish USC as a powerhouse again. That's definitely something that we've heard a lot, is that these California kids really want to bring USC back to the top. So they want to be that class that cements USC as being back. So. And which is a great mentality I feel for these kids, especially the California kids. They know what USC was like growing up, at least probably from their parents. I definitely feel like they have the right mentality for this team to bring it back. So, but let's go ahead and talk about that here when it comes to like what are your expectations for just the whole off season with Coach True. So we saw kind of some brief snippets of their training with Coach True, but we heard from B-Lock that he struggled the next day with Coach after Coach True practice. So what are you expecting to see when it comes to like their training? Like what's the differences you expect? Because I know we saw a lot of like post like pictures from before and after. Are you expecting to see that kind of stuff from this training staff? We'll start with B Shaw.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're going to see some pretty freaky transitions by the time the off season's over, and I think B Jones kind of already hit it. They got to get stronger, and really. That's got to be the message every day, is just dominating those trenches. Some of those games last year, I feel like we always had the talent to do it, but whether it was kind of taking plays off or really just kind of losing up front, it kind of hurt us at times, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So I think that's just got to be the message the whole time. And I know Coach Drew, from the guys I've heard, he delivers that message in an intense way. And so I know they're throwing those weights around, not just to throw them around, but with intent to get stronger, as B Jones kind of hit on already.
All right, Guns.
Yeah, kind of echo what B Shaw just said. I think just the big thing is just the message, right? Is letting them know, hey, we're not here to take any plays off. We're here to stay disciplined, and we're here to take advantage of every day that we got. So I think with True is just sending the right message to continue to build that culture in the right direction, and yeah.
All right, B Jones.
Yeah, man. Just the accountability. I mean, I already touched on the strength aspect, but accountability, and not just from coaches, but from players as well. I just reminded you guys last week of our 2008 defense, or was it 2008? Yeah, it might have been around that time, right? We had a guy who was loafing on the field. Some of you guys probably know the story. I don't know if you know this from B Show, but there's a guy who we called it loafing. When you just walking on the field, lollygagging. And one of our fullbacks wasn't having it. He's like, hey, why are you walking on the field? And some words were exchanged, and the next thing you know, the guy had a broken jaw, man. His jaw dislocated in 2 places, man. So now I'm not saying I want the players to go out there punching each other.
He's not going to be loafing on that field after that. Though.
Yeah, exactly. But you get the point. Like, yeah, they got to hold each other accountable, man. So, yeah, man, that's really what I want to see this offseason, man. Just a lot of accountability, more discipline. You guys is really getting after it and having that championship in mind, man.
All right. What about you, Raul?
Yeah, I mean, everybody pretty much touched on all the points. Just, if the players could just stay focused and locked in and think of the big picture, because the championship is going to be won right now during the offseason. they got to put in all the work necessary to get to that point. Whether we're a year off, but anything is possible. You just saw what Indiana did, right? So we can't say we're a year or two away. We can win it all this upcoming year for all we know. They just got to lock in and put in the work. And if they do that, I like our chances at the very least of making the playoffs this year.
Exactly. Well, what were we going to say, B. Jones?
No, I was just saying we're going to talk about spring expectations as well.
Yeah, let's go ahead and touch on that here. Go. What are your expectations? When it comes to like spring, and what do you want to see during like the spring showcase? I don't know if they're going to do a spring game, but give us what you think, B. Jones.
Competition. That's what I want to see. I want to see guys competing relentlessly. You know what I mean? Like when we step on this field, me and B. Shaw ain't homies no more. You know what I mean? We can go chop it up after, but on this field, it's all business. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to see. I just want to see real competition and guys really getting after it every day and pushing each other. You know what I mean? Because iron sharpens iron. And as far as on the field, man, the young guys, they're not coming to play around, man. Like B. Shaw alluded to, man, we're going to be dependent on these guys, and they know that. And, they're coming to take some spots, man. So for upperclassmen, man, this is what they coming in here to take your job. So what you do right now is, you know what I mean? You got to put in more work than you probably ever had in your career up to this point, man, going up into this offseason. So,
all right. What about you, B. Shaw?
Yeah, I think, kind of going off B. Jones, in terms of the defense, with a new defensive coordinator and everything, is really getting that scheme down and getting a jump start on that. And that's kind of, you're going to have to be doing extra, this is kind of what we also been talking about, accountability and maturity level. These young guys and really the team in general, the defensive guys, they're going to have to be getting together, watching extra film, and getting really a big jump start on getting this scheme down. So I think even if they have a spring game, they won't show everything, but just that should be their main goal, is getting the scheme down, flawlessly, being able to, the players to basically run the scheme themselves, knowing it that way.
All right, Raul.
All right, before I start, Cali Guy 1990, at the end of the show, if you want to show your face and be a man about it, because you're talking all this crazy crap about Coach Riley and whatnot, come on the show, show your face, and at the end of the season, we can talk about it, all right? If you're going to come with that mentality, come and show your face.
Yeah, you probably, based off your screen name, you're younger than me, so. But yeah, we'll post a link in here, and if you have something to say, go ahead and say it. So don't just type it behind a keyboard.
But going back to spring game expectations, you said. I'm talking about me doing anything. Correct. I'm saying you come on here.
Look at the profile.
Face. Be a man about it. I'm saying don't type all this craziness on the keyboard. To come in and say that.
The link's in the chat if you want to come in right now. That's fine.
All right. But going back into the you said spring game expectations. You said.
Yeah.
Like what B. Jones mentioned, just a lot of competition on USC. Jay's interview with B-Lock's dad. He was saying that a lot of these freshmen are coming to, try to take spots, and I love that mentality, even though they're freshmen and they got the confidence that they can, potentially take a few spots or at the very least make an impact this upcoming season. And B. Shaw also mentioned it, we're probably going to expect a lot of these freshmen to step up and, play a big role this upcoming year. So, just a lot of competition, a lot of battles, and may the best man win.
Yeah, it definitely does need to be an open competition, like regardless of what you've done in the past. Like this is a whole new different defense, so you definitely need to earn your spot when it comes to that starting role. But what about you, Guns?
Yeah, competition, competing. Very eager and to find out, about just defense, how they're incorporating things in terms of the new scheme and stuff like that. So again, just continue to build the accountability and competing.
Yeah, I think what's it called USCJ said that it's going to be open competition in one of his videos. So these freshmen are very hungry, and they're going to want to try to take your job respectfully, though. But they're going to try to take your job. So
Absolutely.
I do have a question for B. Shaw. So have you dug into Patterson's scheme yet?
No, not too much. No, not too much.
Okay. Well, he runs a star. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with the star position.
Yeah. I'm familiar with it for sure.
So who do you think that's on the roster right now would be prime for that star position?
I mean, I think, if I had to pick my favorite player on that defense is Christian Pierce. CP. I think CP can, do everything. I think CP can cover. And I can tell you this, I'm very close to CP. I know CP, the way this season ended in that bowl game, he's going to be coming to take people out. So I think, if there's a guy you want kind of in that, position to be able to roll around and make some plays and kind of freed up, I think Christian Pierce is a perfect guy for that.
Right.
Yeah.
What you guys thoughts on that?
Thoughts on what? Say that again.
On what B. Shaw just said with Christian Pierce in that star role.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that position in itself, but I definitely we need to have CP on the field. He definitely knows what he's doing. He's going to be probably one of the focal points on this defense. So I definitely see him being a prominent role wherever he's going to be at on this defense. So I don't see how we can not have him on the field.
Yeah.
I think he'll be like the Kamari Ramsey for this team right now. Since now that he's gone, so I think he can step into any position really. What about you, Guns?
No, I definitely think CP is one of the options for that. We're talking about the star role, correct? Right. Yeah. I definitely think again he's. I think he honestly fits it probably the best out of the end options. We've kind of talked about offline, about Stevens as well. I've heard some newbie as well, but I think Pierce really does make sense from that standpoint. So I really like that GP system has 3 safeties in this scheme. Excited to find out who's going to be playing those safety roles. I think that's definitely the key kind of position group in the scheme, in my opinion. But we'll see.
What about you, Raul?
I mean, as you guys know, I'm not a big X's and O's guys like you guys. You guys know a lot more than I do when it comes to that. But just excited. We have the players that can take on that role. Kind of what B. Shaw mentioned earlier, that he believed that we had the players last year already. So this year they're just gonna be ready to take on the challenge.
All right, and I see Cali Guy hasn't really said much since we kind of called him out, but I put the link in the chat if you want to come in here. That's fine.
I'm just saying, if you guys are going to talk crap, and nobody said about doing anything to you, my guy, I just said if you're going to talk crazy like that, come and show it and show your face. That way, if Lincoln Riley and the team proves you wrong, then you guys can eat crow, because we don't know what to expect this upcoming season. I believe in this team, and I think they have the players and the staff to surprise people.
Yeah. All right. So what are other things that we've already gone through a lot of the expectations for the most part, but what other things are you wanting to see out of this team, in regards to either just the recruiting or when it comes to just the 2026 season? So B-Shaw, since you're probably the closest one with this whole team, go ahead and give us what are your main wants for this team?
Yeah, I think B. Jones and all you guys have really hit on it. But the biggest thing I want to see is accountability and player ran leadership. And I remember B. Jones definitely saying that in the weight room, not just the coaches like Coach Patterson getting on these guys, but like Christian Pierce getting on guys if they're messing up. CP's an older guy now. He's been there, done that. He's got to be one of those guys who steps up as a leader. So seeing that, and then just for the season, winning on the road, man, winning on the road, and just showing that we can take that next step in the Big Ten and go get some of those big time wins in November. I would like to see an undefeated November because they got some challenges in that. But if you can go undefeated in November, then you're really setting yourself up for a good chance.
It's been a while since we've had a no-loss November, so.
Yep.
But yeah, B. Jones.
Well, the real question is, with this schedule and being that we're such a young team, what is a reasonable expectation for our overall record?
Reasonable expectations?
Yeah.
I mean, we have the players to do it. It's just how much are the freshmen are going to be a big contributor for this. So I feel like regardless of anything, if the freshmen are going to be a huge contributor or not, we still have the talent to be able to make it far. It's just we gotta get over some of those hurdles, like because we just like the road games really hurt us this year. That's the one thing that we need to get over is the road games. If we can get that Penn State or Indiana win, I think we're doing good.
Yeah, I want to hear it in the chat too, man. So what would be an acceptable record, being that everyone wants to put Lincoln on the hot seat this year? What would be an acceptable record for him to keep his job this year?
Half of the USC fans are going to say playoffs.
Yeah,
or he's out.
Yeah. Right. That's a. I would not want the chat to put that in there.
Well, I mean, these are real conversations we're gonna have to have. But
they need to pick up out of like Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, and like Penn State. They need to win at least two of those. They need to steal a couple of those. They need to win some of those big ones for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Evie says natty or bust. So now that I mean. Everyone wants a natty, but like I don't know if it's completely a bust. But
have you guys heard who they're going to replace that Notre Dame game with this year, or no? I haven't heard anything on that.
I don't think so. From what I heard, it's going to be week 0 though.
Oh,
week 0 game, yeah. But all we've heard is that it's going to be an FBS team. So as long as we can keep that streak going, that's all that matters to me. I don't care who it is, as long as it's FBS.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, I know the schedule is tough. Just looking at it, I mean, we can't deny that. But a lot of the tougher games, it's going to be at home. The two tough ones that obviously that Indiana game is going to be really tough. But all the other away games, I feel like they're winnable.
Okay. So our chat's going at it again. But real quick, let's go ahead.
They're winnable. And I'm not saying we're going to go undefeated, guys, before you guys start saying I'm over here sunshine pumping. But we could definitely win all of these games. We're capable of beating any of these teams.
100%.
All right, and I want to go ahead and shrink this real quick because we got someone calling in here. We got a good friend of the show, Mr. Mitchell. How's it going, Mitchell?
How you doing, guys? Hope everything's well. Fight on.
Fight on, Mitchell.
I'll make it quick. If we get to 4 losses, Lincoln should just hand in his papers. All right, 4 losses, don't bother coming home.
Damn.
No, with Deepa at tight end and running back, do you think we get all these running backs to get the ball? Because I hope they all burn their red shirt. That's what I'm hoping. What do you guys think? And have a good week and fight on. Thanks for taking my call.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mitchell.
Fight on, Mitchell.
Best caller right there always.
So, shout outs to Mitchell, always coming in with some great questions here. So, 4 losses. What would you say if we had 4 losses with the schedule that we have? Because let me pull this back up.
4 losses.
Yeah, I mean,
it's unacceptable. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a downgrade. I mean, to me, at the end of the day, yes, the schedule is harder to a degree, but to me, it's very similar to last year. You guys can say what you want. We had 4 games that we were talking about last year. We have 4 games that we're talking about this year, right? We're talking about Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State, Indiana. Got to go at least 2-2. So, in my opinion, from like a Lincoln Riley standpoint, you get 9 wins, he stays. for me, my expectations is playoffs. We got to be at least in the conversation for me to be acceptable, I guess you want to say. But playoffs has to be the target at the end of the day. To me, truly, what did we really, lose outside of the, Makai Lemons and Jacoby Lane and Kamari Ramsey? I would say those three guys. I mean, from a portal aspect, we didn't lose much. That's just my opinion. We brought in some underrated guys, and we brought in some young hungry guys. So to me, 9-3, 10-2 is an achievable thing. So,
hey, hold on, Shaw. Tell Guns don't disrespect Blake and EG like that, man.
Oh yeah. Those are some good guys right there, man. But no, I'm with Guns though. They can't lose 4 games. They cannot lose 4 games. That would be, somebody says step backwards. That would not be. And I know everybody in that building would feel the same. So, no, can't have 4 losses.
Yes, as long as we go undefeated at home, and then we just have 2 losses, which I would say the 2 losses could be Penn State and Indiana. If we go undefeated and just have those 2 losses, we're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
we got Ohio State and Oregon at home. Same with Washington, and then B. Jones's game that he circled down since 2 years ago, Maryland. As long as we can get that game, we're good.
Yeah, and I think in terms of the portal, the guy who I was kind of really bummed to see go was Walker Lyons, because I felt like he was really starting to come around, and in this Big Ten, man, I know they got the guy from Wisconsin, I believe, but you need 2. So Bowman's going to have to really live up to that hype that he's getting. You need 2 dominant tight ends, both in the run game and the pass game. So that one hurt. Some of the other ones, there's some great players like Devin Tompkins and stuff. But I feel like Walker Lyons was the guy like, dang, because he was really starting to come along.
Honestly, I thought he would have been the starter if he would have stayed. Like it would.
Yeah, that tight room's going to be key.
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna. So we do also have that JUCO transfer as well. So I think because he was like the top tight end coming out of JUCO, so I think he's going to be good. But having a good blocking tight end, because that's what Lake was really good at. He was good at blocking and also catching downfield, and we need that. And hopefully Bowman can really step into that. He's still young. He's technically supposed to be a 2027 guy. So we'll see where he's at when it comes to when he gets on or when he puts on those pads. So it should be interesting. And then we have a question here. Oh God,
no.
We'll say that right here. I didn't see that. I saw you started B Jones, so I thought you wanted to show that.
That was definitely not the one I chose.
I mean, I'm with Guns. I'm fully expecting playoffs this year. It's year 5 under Riley. I think we have the players. We were really close last year. We did lose a few key players: Makai Lemon, Jacoby Lane, E.G., Ramsey. Can't think of the other safety right now. But with that being said, we kept a lot of key players on both sides of the trenches, right? We get our entire offensive line returning. So that's going to be huge for Jaden Mayaba. Jaden Mayaba is going to take a leap this year, even better than what he did last year. So although we did lose 2 top wide receivers, Lincoln Riley, at the end of the day, whether you guys like him or not, he's still a good offensive coordinator in terms of, play calling. And I feel like the team this year is better than last year just because of that experience.
All right, so you brought up Jaden, so let's go ahead and talk about expectations for Jaden and this offense. So we're losing Makai Lemon and Jacoby Lane, a Biletnikoff winner, and a guy that's going to be making plays in the NFL, in Jacoby Lane. So what are your expectations when it comes to for Jaden this year, since he's not going to have that clearly one of the best receiver in the nation? What are your guys' expectations for the offense? So B. Shaw?
Yeah, I think Jaden, first of all, I think it was definitely the best decision for him to come back. And you saw him make that jump when he had a full year under Riley from year 1 with Coach Riley to year 2, and I expect to see another jump. I don't think he's hit his ceiling by any means. I think the decision making and the processing, it can still get way better, and I think it's going to. And then in terms of the receivers, Tanukine seems to be the next guy, and I know they got some other guys coming in and whatnot, and transfer guys. So I think that offense, and then King Miller and the running backs they got, that's going to be an explosive offense once again, and I feel like it'll never not be explosive with Coach Riley at the helm of that offense.
Yeah, you should have been here. Like I forgot how, like maybe a month ago, we had this guy that came in saying that Jaden wasn't even a draftable quarterback.
Oh God, that's crazy.
Yeah, he said he was not draftable at all. Like
we still know who it is. I mean, he called in the J show while the show was on there.
Marco or something.
He has not shown back up.
Yeah, he has not shown back up since he's been in here. And
you guys got him up and out of here when he said that.
Yeah, man, we had to let him have it,
he
we'll give him a hard time about it, but I mean, I'll give that guy some respect because he actually sticks to it and he jumps on here at the very least and talks about it. He didn't want to turn on his camera because I did call him out too. I was like, hey, you're gonna talk that craziness, at least show your face, right?
Yeah.
So,
but he wouldn't even give us a valid reason why he didn't think he was going to be a draft pick. And he was like, love Sam Darnold, but he says that that Sam Darnold was like the best USC quarterback or something like that. I forgot what nonsense he was saying, but Sam Darnold's great. Like he's in the Super Bowl, so shout out to him, by the way.
No, he was saying that Darnold was at the time, like college career wise, that Darnold was like 10, 15 times better than him. But Maiava's numbers were equally, if not better than Sam.
I'll tell you this. Maiava, like pure talent wise, he's as good as it gets. Like he's first off, the metrics are exactly what you want. He's a tall, big guy. He can throw all the make all the throws. His arm's crazy strong. He can run the ball. We saw that kind of in the second half of last year. He's a really good athlete. It just comes down to his processing, which has made a big jump from year one to year two. And I mean, he was still a young starter. He's a legit quarterback. He is a legit quarterback. So they got to that's too far. That's taking it too far.
It's crazy. It's crazy the hate that he's getting, or the disrespect, I should say, that he's getting online, man. Seeing his early Heisman predictions coming out, and he's not even on the list.
Like one of the high, wasn't it like top 3 or
the
top
highest
something?
QBR. Yeah, highest QBR.
I think he led the QBR this year.
Yeah,
at least in the regular season. But I was watching JD PicKell, and he put Jaden as number 10 as the top, top quarterbacks at number 10.
Yeah,
I was like, I forgot who I think he had Dante Moore at number 1, and like, I mean, he's a good quarterback, but I would still much rather have Jaden overall. But we got a good friend coming in here. Christen, how's it going, Christen?
What's going on, man? Raul called me out, so I ain't gonna speak in the comments. I'm coming on here to talk to B. Jones face to face about how rude he was to me. I ain't never scared. Nah, I'm playing. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, B. Shaw? Good to see you again, man.
Hey, man. How you doing?
How the field hockey going?
The lacrosse is going good.
Yeah, lacrosse.
You're good. Lacrosse is going good. Just getting back into it and everything. So knocking some rust off. It's been a while, but it's going good, man. I just like competing. You know how it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, what are your expectations with the schedule? Like, give us your expectations for both spring and just like the 2026 season.
You mean what? What do you mean as far as for spring? I mean, we can't see spring. Or are you saying what needs to happen in spring?
Yeah.
A focus on discipline, accountability, and physicality in the trenches on both sides of the ball.
All right. And then you're based off the schedule. What are your expectations on this schedule that we have?
Man, so not being able to see practice, not being able to see spring games and all that after last offseason where we were told the defense would be the best in the country and the D-line and all that. I'm saving my expectation week 1 for when I actually see it played on the field. But looking at the schedule, we did a ceiling and floor. And, from the schedule, my ceiling is 10-2, and my floor I can see at 8-4.
Okay. And are the 4 losses Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State, and Indiana?
Those 3, and slip up at the whiteout.
Okay.
As possible. But to me, your last question about Mava and losing it to receivers, to me, it doesn't even come down to Mava and offensively in those receivers. To me, it's going to come down to the offensive line. And I know we're returning our offensive line, but if we look at last year, right, Jaden had his worst games. He struggled in the games where we played teams that had good defensive lines, and they were beating our offensive line with just 4 all night, stopping the run, pressure, and being able to drop back and double Mackay. And that makes it hard on any offense or any quarterback, right? So it's going to come down to, can the offensive line, we're returning all of them, can they make that jump to when we play those elite teams, they not be dominated, and we're not running the ball for 1 and 2 yards a pop, and we can still stay balanced. Riley's offense is best when it's balanced. So to me, our offense, it comes down to the jump of the offensive line.
Yep. And Christen, you played sports, so you know that the experience makes a huge difference. I expect this offensive line to be a lot better this year. I mean, we saw that Indiana team full of senior players, and that plays a big dividend. So
it does, but I've also seen experienced teams not be any good. Yeah. So it still comes down to winning the trenches, your physicality, and can you move somebody, or are you going to let them move you?
If anything, what I think it's going to come down to is if we can stay healthy, because that was a big issue for us last year on the offensive line. Like, we did a lot of mix and matching when it came to who was going to be at tackle. Like, we need to have a full season of just complete health on our offensive line, because we lost Killian for a little bit, we lost Elijah Page for a little bit. We were pretty dinged up towards the very end of the season. If we can stay healthy, I think this offensive line is going to probably be one of the top offensive lines in the country. So we just got to stay healthy.
I agree, BC. And my only thing to counter that would be, because I've thought of that, is that when we mixed and matched against the lower tier teams, the teams that we're more talented and we're supposed to beat, the Northwesterns and those teams, the mix and match, we had no problem. Right? So it comes down to me is that when we just play better defense, those teams with those better defensive linemen, we just didn't have an answer for it, and we couldn't dominate and move them up front.
Do you think we would have done better if we had Elijah Page in that Oregon game? Granted, I don't think it came down to our offense in that Oregon game, but actually it did come down to our run game.
We couldn't run the ball. We couldn't run the ball, right?
But we did have Elijah Page for that game, and I think we may have been missing Killian as well. So
but I mean, it wasn't like Reed was just some type of pushover. You know, we're talking about a guy who had a lot of experience, and again, it was just a common theme that when we played the upper echelon defensive lines, we couldn't get a push, right? The injuries and the mix and matching, it didn't matter when we played, other teams, which makes sense, right? Because they're coming out with their best guys. But it's the off season, and like I said, my spring will be focused on the trenches, getting stronger, physical, discipline, accountability. That we're not false starting when we get to the 1 yard line. I mean, we're not getting to the 1 yard line and can't run the ball in. Yeah. Even though we're trying, and Riley is calling run plays, and we can't get a push for 1 yard. Like those will be my focus, is the win up front. You look at Miami, Indiana, all those teams in the playoffs. Yeah. They were good up front. All football starts up front on both sides of the ball, and if you can't win there, you might as well give it up.
Yeah, and I think Zach Hansen, with another year as our offensive line coach, I definitely have more faith with him coaching, because we saw the difference when he took over as the offensive line coach. So,
hold on, real quick, man. I think, guys, we're gonna have to watch our language. Apparently, we got some children in the chat. So,
yeah, like the chat is going crazy with their own.
Right on, Natty, Joe Boy. Relax, guys. It's Sunday. Enjoy the evening.
We all have the same goal here. Just be respectful to each other.
See.
Let's relax, guys. It's Sunday evening. talking USC football.
On the Sabbath,
all of us are entitled to have our opinions and keep it respectful, guys.
Yeah, just stay respectful, or maybe I'll end up like putting you guys in timeout for a little bit if you guys can't be respectful to each other, and I'll make sure it's just a timeout because I don't want to accidentally block someone this time.
And then Evie had a question earlier, or not a question, but he brought up a statement about that he believes that we should make the playoffs or something like that, but. You brought up a really good point, special teams. We finally have like a full special teams coordinator, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We have a new one. Yeah, I mean we had one prior.
Yeah, Mike Eckler is going to be our special teams coordinator along with the linebackers.
More experience is the word, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully he doesn't have them jumping over the offensive line during that and have any issues like that, because that kind of hurt us in that Oregon game. So,
well, it wasn't illegal.
Actually, it was legal, but they called it illegal. So, but then they had that kickoff return, the kickoff return that hurt us. So,
discipline.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any other words before we get out of here?
I just wanted to highlight on the offense. Yeah, I mean, Jaden, I just expect just to be a little bit more efficient, continue to, process things out there, right? Pre-snap, post-snap, and continue to get the chemistry going with the wide receivers outside of Tanu Kynes. That's definitely going to be the key. But just offense in general, I think, to me, the first, 4 or 5 games, I think, I expect us to lean on the run game a lot. Run game, again, let Jaden and the other receivers continue to gel, and then as we get into the harder part of the season, that's when I think you really see fully explosive offense, on passing and running. So that's just my overall thoughts.
Yeah. If anything, we have to have the best wide running back duo in the country at this point with King and Waymo. Like, I don't know who they will put over our running back room at this point. So.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, though, health is going to be key. Like what Chris said earlier with the offensive line. I do think maybe we would have saw a little bit of a benefit if Page was in the game against Oregon and you shifted Raymond back to guard. Maybe you see a little bit of a benefit, but I mean, at the end of the day, though, they were, it was tough for them in the run game. But yeah, health overall is going to be key for this offense and obviously in general. But if we have a Wayman full season, if we get a Page full season, I mean, sky's the limit for the offense. So,
yeah.
And B-Shot, one last question, or I guess one more ask from me.
Yep.
For those potential recruits that are watching, you're from the Midwest, right? B-Shot or Northeast, if I'm not mistaken.
Northeast, Maryland.
Northeast. Let them know where you're at, man. Let them know where you're at, and if you miss that cold and if you miss that snow.
No, I'm out in LA, man. My family's out there dealing with that snow right now, and I'm sending them pictures out here, especially like 85 degrees, sunny, not a cloud in the sky. I'm living life out here, man.
God, it's rough out here. It's been in the negatives.
I do not miss that cold weather. In Minnesota, where you're at, that's even way worse than where I'm from.
Yeah, it's been negative like 10, 15 for like the past week or so. It finally just got into positive. So like it's 18 degrees right now. So that's shorts weather right now for us.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's horrible.
USC is the place to be, fellas.
100%.
And I guess one last question for you, B. Shaw. Kobe or LeBron?
Man. So my
say
you put me in a tough position here. My best friends growing up were from Cleveland, so we were watching LeBron all the time. So I'm gonna roll with LeBron, but I know that's like a sin.
Oh man, B. Shaw, man, we were getting along just fine.
Childhood memories, LeBron. Well, I go Michael Jordan over both of them. So
see, that's good.
Love it.
I'll take that. Like Raul's a diehard Kobe.
Oh, I picked up on that early. He dropped a few Kobe quotes and stuff early.
Who are your professional sports teams? If you don't mind me asking before.
I'm a Ravens fan, so it's been a tough stretch.
Oof. Guns, close your ears for that one.
Yeah, Ravens, and then I was going with not a huge NBA guy, but I was going with the Cavs. Like I said, growing up with my that's kind of the first team I really started watching with my neighbors, my best friends. And then baseball, I'm the Orioles. So Baltimore, if a Baltimore team's got a pro sports, then I'm with them. But if not, I'll bounce around here and there. But I'll tell you what, it's hard not to be a Dodgers fan. It's hard not to be a Dodgers fan. I might have to jump on that bandwagon, dude.
Hey, the door's always open, B-Shaw. The door's always open.
That World Series was unbelievable with Yamamoto and that, man, that was one of the best World Series I've seen since I've been alive, for sure.
He has to be like my long lost cousin or something. I got to still figure that out.
Yes, please find that out so we can get some signed jerseys. Come on, DC.
And B-Shot, let them know where they can find you on socials.
Oh yeah, so you can go on X and Instagram, bshaw272727 is right there, and then on YouTube, got my own little thing going. That's just Shaw Sports Media, or you can just type in my name, Bryson Shaw, and then TikTok is Shaw Sports. I also do like short videos here, just Shaw Sports. Thanks for letting me shout that out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Hey, hold on.
I had a question. I know what you're gonna say, B. Jones. Let me say real quick before you ask it.
Go ahead.
You're gonna ask. What was it like being on a team with Caleb? Obviously, Caleb, his first round. Like, what was that team like? The first year. Like,
the first year. The first year. I feel like Caleb was. First off, what I always tell people about Caleb is it doesn't matter, if you kind of agree with his off the field stuff or how he does himself, but he is a real deal competitor. Like if it's a work now, B Jones, he's one of those guys who would get after some guys on the field. If it's off-season workout, player ran 7-on-7, whatever it is, he is a fierce competitor. So I always respected him for that. And then in that first year especially, and of course he's got kind of that big ego, kind of a little bit arrogant. But that's just that's part of his playing style too. That's just who he is. So as his teammate, I respected him as what solely the competitor he is. And then off the field, we didn't always see eye to eye and agree on everything because he's got a big ego for sure, but definitely respect him, as much as I can respect another teammate that I've had for sure.
Right on. Yeah. And what is that? What you're going to ask, B Jones?
Nah, he's not.
Nah, Guns knows what I'm asking. So go ahead, Guns.
All right, so Raul and B Jones like to bring this up a lot with the recruits with NCAA. You play, right? You stream, and do some things. So if you're interested in doing a matchup, B Jones and Raul and others would like to find out who the winner is between us. So
we can run this. We can run this one day this week. You pick a night this week.
I'll hit you up and we'll talk.
So it'll be the four of us. Raul, Guns.
No.
I don't play.
Guns.
Guns is our professional. He runs our Twitch channel, so he's the one that plays this college football for us as our channel. So
hey, Guns, we'll do prime time. Pick a day later in the week. We'll do prime time, man.
I got you. Yo.
There you go, man.
Okay, Guns, you cannot let us down now.
All right, where should we put the over under at? Who's the favorite? Who's the underdog here?
So wait, who do you play as, B Shaw?
Plays man, you put me in another tough spot.
I already know the answer.
The team I found that I like playing with is Texas. It's Texas.
Okay.
That's good school. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Texas is good on the game, but so I'm gonna be using Texas Guns, and you can pick the Trojans.
Okay, I'll think about it. I mean, it's been a minute since I played college. I've been more in Madden lately, but
all right. Hey, Guns, you're already using excuses, man. Come on.
Excuses already, man.
I want to hear excuses, Guns. Come on.
No excuses. I'll be ready. I'll definitely be ready. I mean, Madden, college, the same thing basically, and it's football. So
no, perfect. Yeah, one day this week we got to do that. I'm down for that.
Absolutely.
All right, and I put B Shaw's YouTube channel in the chat, so if you guys can go ahead and give him a subscribe. But yeah, other than that, any last words before we get out here, guys?
I just appreciate you being with us, B Shaw. Appreciate you taking the time to join us, man.
Oh no, this is a great time, guys. Anytime you want me to hop back on, I'm definitely down. I actually really enjoyed this, guys, for sure.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely have you back on. So we really appreciate your time, man. And but yeah, big shout outs to B Shaw, and appreciate everyone, even in the chat. You guys, hopefully you guys can be cordial to each other in the future. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. And until next time, keep the torch burning bright. As always, fight on.